Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Juliet and Romeo, the latest adaptation of this classic Shakespeare romantic tragedy. And this says this is based on the real story that inspired William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and turns it into a pop musical extravaganza. And this is from writer-director Timothy Scott Bogart, and this film feels like a poppy version of what a musical theater major would want to make Romeo and Juliet into if you're going to turn it into a musical. I feel like the costuming feels a little bit like cosplaying a bit, and the production design I think is fine. The cinematography, specifically the look to it from Byron Werner, and like the lighting and how the camera works, it feels very much like a music video, like a 90s music video in particular. And like if they were going for that vibe, I could see aesthetically what they were trying to do. It just felt a little strange, and it did give it a distinct look for sure. I think the music, like I said, it's a pop musical. The songs are very catchy and will get you moving in the moment. I don't know how many of them you'll remember after finishing the film. They are pretty basic, pretty generic kind of pop songs, singing about love and your feelings and the connections and stuff like that. And overall, I think they're catchy and enjoyable. There's a few songs that have a little bit of extra personality, like Dan Fogler's The Apothecary sings a song with Derek Jacobi, the friar, which has a little bit of a Lin-Manuel Miranda vibe, because every musical does since Hamilton has some kind of little drawing upon that. So from a musical standpoint, it's solid. You have Claire Rugard and Jamie Ward as Juliet and Romeo. I think they're both solid. I think they're both fine. I think their chemistry works well enough. It's not particularly interesting, not particularly dynamic. And their performances, I think they both sing well to capture that pop vibe that they're going for here. And in general, I think their performances are all right. You have the likes of Jason Isaac as Lord Montague, and he brings a bit of a seriousness and a weight to this silly, high-energy, campy kind of musical. And I think his tone and vibe really does fit with Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. It's just here they're going for a much more fun vibe, which is a challenge because I think Bogart struggles a bit tonally, because you have the big moment of some deaths happen, some murders happen, and you're just like, wow, this film's tone did not set up like this was going to be like this. And then it has this big change in perspective and tone and results that they shake up the ending with, making this film feel a lot more hopeful. I think really just fits into they try to take away a lot of the bite to the tragedy aspects of this film. I think Rebel Wilson and Rupert Everett are rock solid as the Capulets. They don't get a whole lot to work with, but, they're fun in those moments. I think Derek Jacobi, who gets a lot more than you might expect as the friar character, really leans into it. He knows when to play it big. He knows when to bring some fire or some emotion to the table, and he really delivers with that. Overall, I feel like Dan Fogler's character, fun, but did the Apothecary really need to have its whole arc here? There's this whole Roman arc led by Rupert Graves' character that just feels so tacked on and needless. I just feel like this film loses a bit of its focus, and it loses a bit of its bite because of some of the creative choices they do with the story. And a lot of the younger cast, I think, are serviceable, but they don't have that kind of weight or stand out in the ways that some of the more veteran actors in this film do. And by the time the credits roll, you'll enjoy some of the music, go have a fun time. It's just, in general, this film is not exactly the freshest of rehashing of Romeo and Juliet, and it just doesn't deliver in the same kind of way that you would hope out of a... if you're going to make another Romeo and Juliet, find some way to make it stand out. But this one, not so much. But those are my thoughts on Juliet and Romeo. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.